हरि जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद जय Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Rasvi Hari Radha Rasvi Hari Radhe Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Sita Ram Lakshman Bhakta Hanuman Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Nittai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nittai Gaur Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर सदस्य श्रीमद एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। हाय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we will be reading from 10th canto, chapter 13, named The Stealing of the Boys and Calves by Brahma, text number 52. Animadair mahimabhir Animadair mahimabhir अजाद्यभीर विभूतिभि अजाद्यभीर विभूतिभि चतुर्विंशतिभिश्चत्वै चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः अनिमादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः अनिमादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः। अन्मादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः अनिमादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः अनिमादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः महिमाभिर् Mothers, अनिमादैर्महिमाभिर् अजाद्यभिर्विभूतिभिः चतुर्विंशतिभिस्तत्त्वै परितामहद् आदिभिः. Word to word meaning. Anima Adai, headed by Anima. Mahima bhi, by opulence. Ajadya bhi, headed by Aja. Vibhuti bhi, by potencies. Chatu Vimshati bhi, 24 in number. Tattvai, by elements, for the creation of the material world. Paritaha, all the Vishnu Murtis were surrounded. Mahat Adibhihi, headed by the Mahat Tattva. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. All the Vishnu Murtis were surrounded by the opulences headed by Anima Siddhi, by the mystic potencies headed by Aja, and by the 24 elements for the creation of the material world headed by the Mahat Tattva. In this verse, the word Mahima Bhi means Aishwarya or opulence. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can do whatever He likes. That is His Aishwarya. No one can command Him, but He can command everyone. Shad Aishwarya Purnam. The Lord is full in 6 opulences. The Yoga Siddhis, the perfections of yoga, such as the ability to become smaller than the smallest, Anima Siddhi, the bigger than the biggest, Mahima Siddhi, are present in Lord Vishnu. Shad Aishwarya Purno Yah Bhagavan. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 1.3. The word Aja means Maya or the mystic power. Everything mysterious is in full existence in Vishnu. The 24 elements mentioned are the 5 working senses, Pancha Karmendriya, the 5 senses for obtaining knowledge, Pancha Gyanendriya, the 5 gross material elements, Pancha Mahabhut, the 5 sense objects, Pancha Tanmatra, the mind, Manas, the false ego, Ahankar, the Mahat Tattva, the material nature, Prakriti. All 24 of these elements are employed for the manifestation of this material world. The Mahat Tattva is divided into different subtle categories, but originally it is called Mahat Tattva. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalokya Chakshurinmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. So we are here through this Brahma Vimohan Leela that we are going through so many days. We have reached to that point where there is the curtain opening of the Yogamaya. So it's of course, Lord Brahma is none other than our Acharya of our Sampradaya, and in the earlier classes as we have heard that how he has read 3 times Vedas, and that's why he is known as Manishina. That he's quite aware about the opulences of the Lord and who is Lord Krishna. He very well knows. But this is the Leela pastime going on. This is the Leela going on, and that's how he is covered by Yogamaya, and because of which he is so bewildered that he feels that Krishna is just a little boy, cowherd boy, sitting there with his friends and eating that dahi bhat. So in that bewilderment, he thinks like, he is aware in one sense, but in that bewilderment, he thinks, let's do some kind of mischief or some kind of, power show. Because he is also a great brain on the material creation. I mean, he created this whole material creation with variegatedness. So he's like the super brain in this universe. So he feels also to, exercise that fertile brain at time. And that's how he thinks at one point that, okay, let me take away all these boys and calves, and he hides them in that Brahmaloka, and he is just like a moment of time, and then he is aware, like, if it's the Supreme Lord, and if I have done that mistake, then it would be like, it's like, it will be a great thing on him. So then immediately he comes back to check it on that, whether really, if I have hid it, and then if he is like bewildered and he finds here and there, he doesn't find, and then, so we'll come to know that he's just a cowherd boy. So then he goes to check back, and that's where he finds again the same cowherd boys and the calves and the same Leela going on and on. So now he's again bewildered, what's all this, so he's like, is it the same, really whether I did that? And then that's when the unveiling of the Yogamaya's curtain happens, and there where Lord shows that all of these are like the Vishnu Murtis, and he shows all these great opulences who have taken forms and standing there in front of the Lord and glorifying the Lord, and there's a great Harinam Sankirtan there. All that is happening. So there is where he actually is now aware of the great opulences of the Lord, which have been talked about in this purport also, about these different opulences, which we'll talk a little later, but in this purport where Prabhupada mentions about Prabhupada mentions about, we'll talk a little bit first about these 24 elements. What are these 24 elements that that Srila Prabhupada is mentioning about in the purport? So here we see the 24 elements mentioned are the 5 working senses. What are the 5 working senses? Hands, legs, mouth, genitals, hands. There are 5 working senses, and then he talks about which are Pancha Karmendriyas, and then the 5 knowledge gathering senses, Gyanendriyas. Which are the 5 Gyanendriyas? They are the 5, they are Pancha Gyanendriyas. And then he are talking about the 5 gross material elements, the Pancha Mahabhut. What are the Pancha Mahabhut? Air, ether, yes. And then there are the subtle elements, Tanmatras. What are they? Yes? Tanmatras? No. Tanmatras. Yeah, touch, smell, sight, taste, sound. The Tanmatras. So these are in total aggregate 5, 5, 5, 5, 20. And then there is Manas, Buddhi and Ahankar. They make 23. And then there is the 24th element. What is the 24th element? Adbhuta Hari Prabhu, you want to say? What is the 24th element? The contaminated consciousness, Chitta. Prabhupada writes in the 3rd canto about this contaminated consciousness, how consciousness, when it is polluted by the material contamination, it is called Ahankar. That's how he defines there as Ahankar. The consciousness which is contaminated by, which has material contamination. So there is some Ahankar which we in general talk about as ego. So there is something called as false ego, there is something called as real ego. Ego means I, but when it is false ego, then it is I the body. But when it's real ego, it's me as the soul. Soul means Das Das Anudas, our real identity. That's real ego. And but generally people are covered with material contamination, and that's how they think that I am this body. and all that is related to the body, it's also mine. And that's how they relate to it. Just like, if somebody has like somebody buys a wonderful car, and if somebody praises the car, how he takes it? He takes it as his praise. Immediately he takes it his praise. Whose car it is? Because the person is praising the car. It's just a metal. It's just a tin metal. But that praise is taken by the person because he feels that he relates to it as his own. He relates it to as I with that ego. And that's how he takes that praise on its own. And in that's how the material contamination works. That people like that type of praise, because that type of praise, that type of glory, that type of, it boosts up their false ego. And that's how they feel worth, they feel supreme. Like in this condition, like the pastime is going on, where, the people, generally people are very much like to feel themselves as superior, this position of superiority from others. This is also a very big material contamination. This is what actually makes them go on and on carry on that false ego. That false ego is something like inflated balloon. I, I am so and so, I have so and so, all that what has been, all that is being done is all by me. So that it's like an inflated balloon. It just goes on and on, taking him more. He feels it is taking him higher and higher and higher. But actually, in true sense, it is false. It's a falsehood. And he is completely bewildered by Maya, material nature Maya. And that's how he feels that, yes, this is the truth, this is what it is. And as his ego is inflated more and more by the praises and by the achievements, he is more and more, he goes more deeper and deeper in it. And that's how it becomes then very difficult for him to understand what is actually real ego. It becomes really very difficult. Devotees also, for devotees also such praises come, but they relate all those praises with Krishna. Why? Because they very well understand that whatever praise comes to them, whatever opulences have come to them, or whatever they have achieved, it is all that success, all that praise, all that achievements are actually given by Krishna to him. It is not his own. All that worth, achievement is actually Krishna's mercy, and that's how he connects it to Krishna. And that's how he is careful about not being egoistic. And that's how he is situated in the true consciousness that I am actually a Das Dasano Das. I am the servant of the servant of the servant of the Supreme, who actually possesses all those opulences, and who is trying to manifest it through me, or trying to reach out to people through me in that way. But not that he never dissuades himself from the Maya's illusion that it is all because of me, like in the Karmi world, that that's how they inflate their false ego. And our whole process is just for the same purpose, that how we can come out of this false ego, this mithya ahankar, that I am this body and all that possesses is mine, and all this praise and all these achievements is not actually mine, it's actually Krishna's. And that's how we understand, and that's how we want to give the whole credit to Krishna. Just like Srila Prabhupada talks about, like people in the material world, they put up their boards and they say, this is my creation, or this is my achievement, or all that what I have discovered. But it is all Krishna's. Just like there is one pastime where on the beach devotees were walking and they were introducing somebody, and they were saying, he's like a very big, he has a very big glass factory, and Prabhupada says, a big thief. So this is how, like big thief. So he's like, how you make a glass? You make the glasses from the sand. And where sand comes from? Sand comes from beach. Has the person made the beach? Has the person made the sand? No, the person who has you give the credit to the person who has made the sand, because without the sand, how can you make it? And even that ability to make it is actually by the person, by Krishna only. So in that way, people are like that thieves. They want to take Krishna's, the scientists, they study material nature very carefully, and that's how they make their different inventions. But even in those inventions which they make, there is always some faults, because they cannot match to the capability of Lord Krishna. There somewhere they will fall short to it. So, but they are like thieves. They want to grab that same ingredient, that same thing which they see in the nature which is created by Lord Krishna himself, and from that creation they try to imitate it and then put their label and say it is done by me. That's how they satisfy their false ego, and that's how inflates their ego more and more. But devotees are very careful about it, that they don't want to get involved into it, because they're very, very careful about it, that whatever achievements we have done, it's all from Krishna. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he has taught us through all those achievements which he has made, whom would he always give credit to? His spiritual master, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He used to always give, even in Bhagavad Gita he writes, not that all that credit he gives is to his spiritual master. That it is all because of my spiritual master's mercy that I am being able to do something worthwhile. And he says, if there is any credit, then only credit is that I am presenting things as it is. That's my only credit. But otherwise, whatever I have achieved, it is all because of his Guru Maharaj. That's how he teaches us, that whenever we get any praise, Jai Shri Shri Radhadas Bihari ki Jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So that is how Srila Prabhupada is actually teaching us that how we are supposed to be very careful about the praise, about the achievements which we receive. We are supposed to give all the credit to our Guru Maharaj and Krishna, because otherwise, if we forget this very important point, then we will definitely have a fall down. Definitely, because it all goes up on the head, and the same thing, it inflates like a balloon, it inflates, and at one point of time it will burst us. And that's how you see then there is fall downs. Fall downs are nothing but like drinking poison, material poison, and inflating and contaminating our own ego. And that's how getting more and more materialistic and getting more difficult into the complexities of the material world. And he also talked about, the Purport also talks about the various siddhis. There are various siddhis. Shada Aishwarya Purnam. So what are the different siddhis? I'll just give you a short list about it. Like there is Anima Siddhi. These are all different siddhis being sorted by Hatha Yogis. They want these siddhis. Like Anima Siddhi, smaller than the smaller and the smallest. Mahima Siddhi, heavier than the heavier. Lagima is lighter than the lightest. These are the different abilities which they get when they perform different mystic. These are the mystic potencies which they occur, which they get. Then there is Prapti. Prapti means they can get any object they want in their hands. Prabhupada gives this example of that very famous yogi who, it was not the season of pomegranates, and then it was there somewhere in Afghanistan, and then he got that, and in front of his disciple, and he says, take this pomegranate, it is from, right now it's from Afghanistan. So like that, it's Prapti Siddhi. And then there is Prakamya, where they attain anything they want according to their desires. And then there is Ishita, where they want to control the sub-potencies in the material. According to the laws of nature, the sub-potencies they want to control. And then there is Vashita. Vashita means they bring others into their control. And then there is Kama Vashita. Kama Vashita means they want to attain anything and everything. Everything they can attain. That is Kama Vashita. But these are the 8 main principal yoga siddhis, Ashta siddhis. And then there is secondary siddhis, like the ability to free oneself from hunger and thirst, the ability to hear things from far away, the ability to see things far away. Like who had this ability? Sanjay. Sanjay was seeing from far away, the whole scenario of the battle of Kurukshetra. Then there are abilities to then there is desire. They can desire whatever form they want, they can immediately get it. And then they can enter into any body, anybody's body they can enter. Like that famous story is there of the Ujjains, that was that famous king from Ujjain. He had this ability that he could enter anybody's body. Then there is control of, they can control time, in the sense that they can control their, whenever they want to die, they will die. Like that. Then there is ability to see the pastimes of the demigods along with the apsaras. That is also one kind of a siddhi. Then there is Satya Sankalpa. Whatever they will desire, that will happen. Like Srila Prabhupada, he desired at this place this big palace to be made for Radha Rasbihari, and it did manifest like that. And then there is Satyavak, that whatever they speak, that comes true. Satya Sankalpa, Satyavak. And then there are some more shorter ones, siddhis. Like there is an ability to understand what is past, present and future. There is an ability to read others' minds. There is ability to check out the influences of earth, to check out the influences of fire, water. There is also the ability to control others, to conquer over others, any other untoward instances. So like that, there are different siddhis. But Srila Prabhupada says, who is the master of all these different siddhis? Krishna. Krishna is known as Yogeshwar. He is the master of all the different potencies. And Srila Prabhupada there is a very nice conversation where he is talking about that how he is Yogeshwar, and all these different Hatha yogis, they are practicing for so many years, these different asanas and meditation, just to achieve some small little siddhis like Anima, Mahima, where they can be lighter and they can walk on the water, and people praise them so much for that siddhi. So, but Krishna is Yogeshwar, he is the master. And devotees are the real yogis because their only intention is to please Krishna. Their only intention is to manifest Krishna's mystic potency accordingly how Krishna wants through them. It's a very astonishing siddhi in which a person can, like the devotees of the Lord, only the devotees of the Lord can understand the great mystic potency of the Lord. That how he is completely aloof from this world, but he is the supreme controller also of this world. This is something very, very amazing thing. But only this can be understood only by the devotees of the Lord. Such a amazing siddhi it is. This great potency is only understood by devotees, and that's how devotees are the great yogis. Like in Braj, also they are not interested in any of these siddhis. They are only interested in pleasing Krishna, and their whole meditation is only on Krishna. And they know Krishna is actually Yogeshwar. He will whenever they have any problem, Krishna is there. He will manifest any of these siddhis if he wants. So they are they completely like that. They are dependent on Krishna. That Krishna will take care of everything. He is the one who is the master. And when he wants, he will manifest the magic. So, Abu Srila Prabhupada also mentions about how Lord Krishna is also manifesting these different mystic potencies. I think in Nectar of Devotions he mentions about this, like this Anima Siddhi becoming smaller than the smallest, that Prabhupada says that how he enters into each and every living entity as the smallest spirit particle. He is entering in each and every living entity, even in the smallest of the atoms. Smallest than the smallest. He is entering everywhere. He is present everywhere, and that's why the whole thing is moving. And how he then this Mahima Siddhi he manifested when in Trinavrat's Leela. In Trinavrat's Leela, Trinavrat could, because he became so light that he could easily pick him up. And then he went high up with him, and then immediately Lord Krishna became very heavy, like some Meru Parvat, Sumeru Parvat. And then he became so heavy that he brought Trinavrat, he was very, very high up above the clouds and all. And from there he brought him like that down with full speed. So there we can see how he manifested this Mahima potency. And then Lagima potency, how he lifted Govardhan hill. Very easily he lifted this Govardhan hill. As if it's something like a light object. Something very easily he lifted Govardhan hill. So there he manifested that Lagima potency. Then Prapti Siddhi he manifested when he extended himself as Govardhan, and he is like Anyor, let everything come, and he is taking in everything. And then Prakamya, he manifested during that Akrur Leela, in that Akrur Ghat. He manifested himself in different of his potencies he showed him. And then that Ishita, that Mrid Bhakshan Leela, that's where he showed this Ishita potency. He manifested in that very mouth the whole universe. Then that Vashita, where he, again in that Govardhan Leela only he manifested it, Vashita Leela, by subduing the pride of Indra. Then there is Ishita, Vashita, Prakamya, and there is Kama Vashita, where he very easily, he just plays his flutes, and he, in the dead of the night, he can bring in all the gopis from whichever houses they are, from however far they are. All of them have come for that, and in that Ras Leela, how all the demigods and everybody came above, and so he can manifest. Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that how he can manifest all these wonderful Leelas in this way, and that's how he is displaying all these wonderful perfections, yogic perfections. Srila Prabhupada, he was being asked once that, what type of yogic siddhi do you have? And he said that all these young boys and girls, these foreigner boys and girls, they are the very sign of my perfection. Of course, sometime once when he was asked, that what perfection does he has, then he said like he can vanish the birth, death, old age, that cycle he can vanish. So devotees of the Lord like Srila Prabhupada, they actually become the perfect instrument for the Lord to show his potency, for the Lord to manifest his potency. We can see in our own place where we are staying, Juhu. This place at one point of time, it was just a marshy land, nothing available. And Srila Prabhupada, he saw this land before he went to even America, because he used to go, because here only there was this house of Sumati Murarji, where he used to come every time to meet her. And he used to pass by through this land, and that time also he thought that, if I get some wonderful land like this, I can make a beautiful temple of the Lord. And we see how with that Satya Sankalpa, after so many years, that when he came back, he got this same land, and he promised the Lord that he will definitely build this wonderful palace for him. And that's how this whole palace, because of that Satya Sankalpa, this whole palace manifested, this great opulence manifested for Radha Rasbihari. This is, and all that whole struggle, which has been very wonderfully described by His Holiness Giriraj Swami in that book, I'll Build You the Temple, that promise of Srila Prabhupada that I will build you a temple. And how the whole struggle was, that he manifested out in this marshy, no man, it's like hardly few tenants living, and so many robbery, theft and murders over here. And in such a place, he completely transformed the whole place. So, how devotees of the Lord like Srila Prabhupada, they also manifest such potencies, and they became perfect instruments to manifest these potencies of the Lord. So we take shelter of such great personalities, because when we take shelter of such great personalities in our life, we also become such great instruments where we can manifest these potencies of the Lord. And as I said earlier, that we have to be very careful that whatever achievements we have or whatever praise we get, we should never forget that all that credit should go to our Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, and to Lord Krishna, who is the master of all those opulences. So I would like to halt here, and if anybody has any question or comments. No, yeah, Hanuman Prabhu's comment.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you very much for giving an inspiring class for us. तो प्रभु की जो महिमा है वो अनंत है. जैसे पंछी आकाश में उड़ते हैं, यथाशक्ति उड़ते हैं, जिसमें जितनी शक्ति हो. इसी प्रकार हमारे पास जो शक्ति है, यथाशक्ति हम प्रभु का गुणगान करना चाहिए, जिससे हमारा और सबका कल्याण होता है. माता सम नास्ति शरीर पोषणम. माँ जैसे शरीर का पोषण करने वाला कोई नहीं है. माता पिता जो है उनके हम लोग ऋणी है, जिन्होंने हमें छोटे से बड़ा किया है, जिससे हम प्रभु की सेवा के लिए कामयाब हुए हैं. तो हमेशा इस बात को भी ध्यान रखना चाहिए, है ना. माता सम नास्ति शरीर पोषणम, भार्या सम नास्ति शरीर तोषणम. जब पत्नी है, धर्म पत्नी, वो शरीर को संतुष्ट करती है, वैसा और कोई संतुष्ट नहीं कर सकता है. चिंता सम नास्ति शरीर शोषणम. जो चिंता है, चिंता जैसा शरीर को शोषण करने वाला दूसरा कोई चीज़ नहीं है. जिसको चिंता लगी है वो सूक्ष्म हो जाता है, खाया पिया कुछ काम आता नहीं. देवकीनंदन प्रभु एक बार बताए, चिंता और चिंता बिंदु मात्र ही विशेषता. चिंता और चित्ता पर एक बिंदु का ही खाली फर्क है, ऊपर दिया जाता है टिम्बा. तो जो मरा हुआ व्यक्ति है, जो मुर्दा है, लाश है, उसको चित्ता जलाती है, और जो जीवित है उसको चिंता जलाती है. मायादास सदावदास कृष्णदास रहे बिंदास. तो जब प्रभु के भक्त है उसे कोई चिंता नहीं होती, प्रभु उसको संवारते सब चीज को. विद्या धन सर्वधन प्रधानम, न राजहार्यम न चोरहार्यम न च भातृभाजम न च भारकारहि. विद्या जो धन है सब धन में श्रेष्ठ है. न राजहार्यम, राजा ले नहीं सकता है, न चोर हार्यम, चोर इसके चोरी नहीं कर सकते हैं, न च भातृभाज्यम, और जो भाई लोग हैं बंटवारा नहीं कर सकते हैं, भिखारी इसको लेके जा नहीं सकता है और खर्च करने से प्रतिदिन बढ़ता है। तो ऐसा ये विद्या की महिमा है। जो भी हमें शिक्षा देते हैं, समझाते हैं, बताते हैं, गीता भागवत जो भी, तो हम इनके ऋणी रहना चाहिए, हम उनका आभार व्यक्त करना चाहिए जो बहुमूल्य समय देकर हमें समझाते हैं। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।